A client wrote to us something that many people silently have been struggling with. She said that she has been seeing different videos online claiming that certain conditions are irreversible. If you ever search for answers about your condition online, you probably know this feeling. You start researching and suddenly you are seeing hundreds of opinions. One doctor says something can heal and another doctor says that it cannot. Others will tell you that medications can cause cancer, and very quickly this becomes overwhelming. One thing that we remind our clients is this: the internet tends to speak in absolute statements. Let's talk about one example: intestinal metaplasia. Many people are told that it's not reversible. Now let's talk about why doctors are telling you it's not reversible. Intestinal metaplasia is monitored carefully because it can increase the risk of cancer. That's why doctors track it closely. However, from a biological standpoint, the word metaplasia has very specific meaning. Metaplasia refers to change from one type of cell to another as a result of stress or injury. In pathology, it is often described as reversible adaptive change. This occurs when tissues are exposed to chronic irritation or inflammation. The cells change because the environment around them has changed. And when the environment improves, those signals can change as well. We had clients whose intestinal metaplasia reversed. Why doctors say that metaplasia is not reversible? Because biopsies only examine a small piece of tissue. A doctor might biopsy a small piece of tissue and see metaplasia. At another time, they biopsy a different location and they still see metaplasia. However, the stomach is a very large organ and only tiny areas are sampled. So it may seem like the condition is not improving, but in fact that it is. Instead of asking, is my condition reversible or not? A better question is, what type of environment are my cells are living in every day? Chronic inflammation, irritation, infections, and stress can keep your stomach in a stressed state. These stressors are reduced, then the biological environment around these cells can change. That's why nutrition and inflammation matters.
Autoimmune disease is a very, very serious thing. And I see this every day in my patients. Besides, yesterday I had a very, very sick rheumatoid arthritis 53-year-old patient, and I was just devastated for her. I told her, enough is enough. Do not be living like this. You have the ability to heal. Stop already. Stop this madness. And there is hope for you. I gave, of course, the website of Victoria and Oksana, and I said, get out of this kind of life. You have the ability to get out of this kind of life. I am seeing my patients, they are just so ignorant, and just like me, I was so ignorant too. I am the very first person to have autoimmune in my family. I had no idea. I did not even know what Sjogren's is spelled, how Sjogren's is spelled, and I had no idea what autoimmune is. I've always been scared of autoimmune because can you imagine your antibodies fighting your own antibodies? That is really, really bad. But here's the thing. Here's the big picture for us. 5 years from now, your brains are only going to get worse. 10 years from now, your kidneys will already give way. Your liver is already going to give way. They are not going to function anymore, especially if you are going to start using the normal medications. Like for me, I was given gabapentin. I was given hydroxychloroquine, which is a treatment for COVID actually. And I was given cevilamine, and I'm looking at this and I see these drugs. I give these drugs to my autoimmune patients, and they do not have a life. They are basically like dead people on earth. Have liver transplant already, and their second liver transplant is dead, and or they are waiting for a transplant. This is what's going to happen with us, because these medications are severely destructive to these primary organs. Guess what? Yesterday, when this arthritic patient was about to be discharged, the rheumatologist and the primary doctor was fighting because the rheumatologist wanted to reduce the steroids because it's ravishing her body with infections. I am administering the steroids of this patient, and I am telling her, this is not good for you. I am sorry that I'm giving this to you because this is your doctor's order, but because you have used this for 27 years, and this is what happens to your body. Her body was covered with sores. I did not even know that rheumatoid arthritis can not only destroy your bones, it can also destroy your skin. Your every autoimmune disease is a skin connective tissue disease, and any part of your body that is covered with tissues, that is covered with muscles, will have an issue, and in the long run will eventually be attacked by your own antibodies, and also with your own medications. And that is just a sad thing. You are so trapped, and unless you really heal your cells, the cellular membranes of your body, which are actually the ones that are broken, and what this program is actually healing, there is no hope. There is really no hope. You are just going to be trapped in these areas. So so this is really good. This makes sense. Repairing our cellular membranes is basic science, but it is the science that is needed for autoimmune. Find a best way to heal the root cause of your problem, the root cause, not symptomatic treatment. Really the root cause, the cellular level of your body needs to be taken care of.
Before I started the program, I was taking 1.5 tabs of 5-325 hydrocodone at 6 o'clock in the morning, around noontime, around 4, and then usually when I would go to bed, whatever time that would be. And now, typically I don't need any hydrocodone.
Do you feel like the nutritional plan that made the big difference, right? Compared to what you were doing before?
Yes, huge difference. Yeah, I feel a big difference in my body.
Somebody said that they still have autoimmune disease for 15 years, but at this point they know everything about nutrition, so they don't need help with nutrition. What would you say to someone who's thinking my diet is perfect, I don't need help with that?
This was totally different. Everything I was taking in was strict nutrition. Like there was no garbage, no processed food. And so it's healing my body from the inside out, and that I can feel that.
Yes, because a lot of people, they feel like they're doing everything right and they don't need help with the nutrition, but you felt like you needed help with that, right? Because you tried many
Absolutely.
diets.
Absolutely. I had intermittent fasted, but prior to this, I was on year 4, like at the end of year 4, starting into year 5. So that was a little bit of an adjustment for me, eating, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I could have a couple of snacks. So that was different. I've adjusted. You're never hungry. I mean, I'm never hungry. Sometimes I'm like, do I have to finish because I'm so full? But yeah, it was an adjustment, but it works. It works.
Sometimes we share client results, and sometimes we share client video when they share their progress or results, or if they send us their lab results. But somebody commented, they said that our clients are getting paid to share their results. What do you say about that? Right?
No payment here.
Yes, I just, maybe people think like, because we have so many results, maybe they think it's too good to be true. Like, have you ever thought that when you've seen how many results we have you thought that?
Sure, because like I've tried things with other, highly recommended physicians and things like that, and it's just very expensive with absolutely no results at all, and it's not sustainable.